Yo guys, welcome back to another John Does Stocks banger. This week, I'm gonna just try to build my account back up and take some winning trades. So let's just get straight into it. As you can see, today we are on the minis and it's looking a little bearish today. Today I did see something called the candle range theory that I really did want to try out, but unfortunately I didn't really get to. Anyways, as you can see, after about 20 minutes of waiting, the market finally made some moves, started pushing up, and honestly right here I was looking to get into a long position, but that just ends up not working for me and it ends up pushing right back down. Because of this, I end up just getting into a short position, hoping that the market will reverse. Today I decided that I would be risking $100, so I did put a stop loss at 100. However, since the market pushed up so fast, I ended up getting stopped out at a loss of 185. After taking that first loss, I decided that I want to take better trades, so I do see a fair value gap. It is fairly small, but I decided that I want to use it and be patient and wait for the market to push down and test that fair value gap. Unfortunately, the market never really ended up pushing right back down to that fair value gap, so the market never tested it. But what was good about that is that the market just kept pushing up and had a lot of volume that was bullish, so I was looking to get into a long trade right here to catch this momentum. Eventually, the market does end up breaking that previous resistance, so I do enter in for a long position. After entering into this position, I was pretty nervous because I just took a loss. But what happened is I do end up catching the momentum and I end up being up about like 90, 80 bucks. And that's when I should have just bailed myself out. However, because I didn't end up bailing myself out and I got greedy, I ended up just getting stopped out at a loss of 185 once again, which definitely took a big toll on my mental health. As you can see, I'm just checking my balance and what happened, and you can see that my account is down about 500 right now, but I decided to just keep trading today. Maybe I can make a win, a big win. After seeing a candle push down and the market bounce off of the previous trend line, I'm hoping that the market does end up pushing up, but it does look really weak right now, so I'm not trying to take a trade. However, I accidentally click in for a trade and I hold it for a little bit, hoping that I can make some money. However, I end up just losing like $100 right there, which is my fault. Because the day prior to today, honestly, my mental was horrible. I just lost about 500, 600 the day before, so what better thing to do than switch to the micro markets. Ever since I've been on the mini markets, I've just been losing and losing, so now I'm gonna just go back to the micro markets. Anyways, as you can see on the 1 hour and the 15 minute, there's a little portion where we're on an uptrend, which is right now, and today I'm just looking to take some bullish trades. And instead of taking 3 trades, I just want to take 1 trade, 1 successful trade, build myself back up incrementally. Once I opened the 3-minute market, I could see that once the market opened in the morning, it just pushed straight up. So as you can see, there's a lot of volume in the bullish direction. So right here, I'm preparing to take a long position trade so that I can catch this momentum. The market does end up having a hard time pushing upwards, so right here you can see it push down so fast, so I got ready to sell just so I can catch that momentum. Really all I'm doing right now is just trading off of FOMO. I don't want to miss anything, and I think I should just start taking control of that. But as you can see right here, I do pay attention to the fair value gap, and I'm thinking that it will bounce off the middle. So once it starts pushing up, I do want to get into a long trade. After seeing the previous candle close inside the fair value gap and the next candle push up a little, I do end up entering in at around the middle point. I was mad worried while entering this trade because, as you can see, I'm just down 50, down 60, down 70. Usually after being down about $70, I would want to bail myself out. But thankfully I didn't, and I stayed loyal to the setup because, as you can see, it does end up pushing up to about up 50. And just having faith in this trade really got me to believe in myself a little bit, helped my mental, and eventually I seen it push up to about $100, to which I ended up just selling out of the trade for a actually fairly big win, in my opinion. After finally having a successful trade, my first one in maybe a week, I end up seeing this fat candle down, and right here I'm prepared to enter into a short position. As the candle approaches the support, the graph ends up trying to push up but has a hard time with that, as you can see. So the candlestick just starts to push down, and that's when I enter into a sell trade. Right here you can see that I'm up crazily, and I'm hoping for a big win right now. Because I got greedy, the market ends up pushing right back up, and eventually I'm down about $100. And because I'm just naive, I end up just trying to hold it until I can at least break even, which ends up being my mistake because I end up having to bail out with the loss of 277. What happens here is basically I end up just borderline going insane after losing about 277 bucks, borderline 300. So I buy into a long position, and it looks bad right now, but thankfully, thank God, I end up getting lucky and end up just securing about a $50 win. Upon market open, the market ends up just ripping upwards, as you can see, and it's continuing to rip upwards. Honestly, from the loss of yesterday, or from the loss on Tuesday, I don't expect much for today. My mental is almost at an all-time low, and I'm just hoping that I can make a miracle happen today. For the past week, I feel like the market has been moving at unpredictable ways, and I also feel like the market has just been working against me and only me. Anywho, the market does look like it's starting to approach my trend line that I drew, so I am gonna switch to my 3-minute graph and prepare to buy into a long position. From the looks of it, instead of the market actually just pushing up, it looks like the market did perform a liquidity sweep. So right here I'm kind of just relaxing and just waiting for the graph to do something that I can exploit. After 10 minutes of nothingness, the market ends up to just drop, just tumbles down, and right here I just get ready to sell so I can catch momentum, hopefully. After a while, I do end up seeing this fair value gap that I think I could possibly make a play on. After the fair value gap not unfolding, I do see the graph break the bottom trend line, so I do sell into a short position here. This short position did end up just doing me dirty, and I guess it was a liquidity sweep and I fell for it, because what happens is I end up bailing out with a loss of around 120 or 110. After that loss, I do end up seeing my fair value gap that I drew up start coming back into play. Right here, I do end up seeing the fair value gap getting bounced off of by the graph, and I end up entering into a short position, which might have been top 2 dumbest things I ever did. The whole reason why I entered this position was because I had FOMO. I didn't want to miss this because this could have been the trade that bring my account back. However, because I acted so hastily and I didn't even let the market go into the fair value gap and the fair value gap play out, I ended up having to buy out with a loss of 150. That right there was basically the trade that actually made me lose my account. so I ended up having to buy a new account so that I could continue trading and continue my journey on Friday. After initially opening up the market, I did see that it looked like the graph was consolidating and potentially it could have been a range day. Excuse the notification, but right here I drew a trend line and did see that the graph could potentially shoot down off of it, but I wasn't too sure about this trade because I did see the previous lows right there and acted as a resistance or a support, and I was scared that the graph might push down to it and end up just pushing right back up and reversing. After second guessing myself about the breakup structure towards the downside, I ended up just drawing this fair value gap in the case that the graph tried to test it and push down. The candle ended up pushing below the trend line, so the only way I would enter this trade is if it broke the previous support, and it did, so I do end up entering this trade. I'm pretty nervous because this is the first trade that I'm entering on my new account, so I am hoping that I can make it a great trade. After seeing how easy it was to lose my account, I ended up just taking a small win of like 50 bucks. Here I see another potential sell-in, and unfortunately I drew my line a little late, so I didn't get to get in on the initial push, but here you can see that it started pushing down more, so I did get in out of FOMO, and I'm really hoping that it does continue to be bearish and keep pushing down for an easy win. After being positive on this trade, I did end up just taking my minute win of like 12 bucks right there, only because I was unsure if it was gonna go up or down, so I wanted to just take that win right there. As you can see, I did actually end up missing this push down after it pushed past the support, but honestly it's all good because I did just have 2 winning trades. Even though they're small, it's a huge step for my mental. After those 2 wins today, I didn't see anything on the graph that I was trading, so I did end up switching to micro gold futures, and to be fair, I didn't find anything on here either. To be honest, I switched it again. I switched the market again because I was just fiending to take another trade, but all in all, I really didn't find any trades that were worth me taking, so I ended up just calling it a day there, counting my wins. To be honest, even though this week was pretty bad and I lost my account, I ironically don't think that this week was the worst. I did have some mental challenges and I did not trade successfully, but despite that, I'm actually pretty excited for the rest of this journey. So if you guys want to join me, just hit that subscribe, that like, hit that bell for notifications, and stay tuned for part 4 of this journey.